right, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is March 8th, 8:30 a.m. It is Tuesday, 2020. Dyslexia just kicked in. Morning. All right, let's start over. March 8th, 2022, Tuesday. Just been looking at some data here. Anyway, we had a great day yesterday, guys. If you followed the Morning Brew, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know who's out there. Good morning to you guys. Again, hey, what's up, James? What James came out. All right. Good morning, everyone. So, if you're new to the show, you're just starting out, basically, we're going to be looking for the setups for today, things that are moving. We're going to talk about the news a little bit of what's going down in the market, what's ahead of us here. I did give a game plan of my thoughts of where we're going to see today as far as the news that's hitting the markets. I'll kind of discuss it here in a little bit. For your Patreon page, I gave you all the levels. I gave you everything, what to expect for today, especially on spiders and the XPX. Good morning, Skates. What's up? Good morning. All right. So right now, it's not looking too good, guys. I mean, the oil prices just keep skyrocketing. I'm looking at these things now. It's $124, hit $130 yesterday. To be honest with you guys, we can't sustain high oil prices. We can't. I mean, it's just impossible. Everything has oil. I know this seems like a big push for EVs, but we really can't sustain that at this moment of time, right? So if you look at the oil prices here, 124.17 hit 130 yesterday, and I think that this is more about the markets are more. The market right now is being driven far more by inflation jitters than geopolitics at this moment. It's very reminiscent of $150 right before the 2008 crash. So again, it's just the data that's out there. I remember specifically during that time, as I was just kind of started to trade, and I was like, wow, $80 a barrel, $100 a barrel. And it hit $150 a barrel. Guys, everything's in oil. I don't foresee, we've seen wheat limit up. We've seen nickel, the price of material goods going up. So it seems like a big push for, and when you start thinking about it, this could be really easily resolved. I saw some data yesterday about, and then I'll get off the subject, but I just want to tell you what the importance of this is. And let me see if I can just kind of go in here. But if you combine this with record high inflation and wages to attract and keep, it's like record high food prices, record high rent, all this points into an economic downturn, right? So just keep that in mind. So the number one worry right now is gas. It's the price of gas, because when it goes this high, it impacts profits of everything. So just know that, okay? And, I've talked to a lot of individuals in December. In January, I warned my friends who have 401ks, mutual funds, hey, you should probably consider getting out of it. Talk to your broker. I'm not a financial advisor. And the response I got, and I kept the text, was, hey, the financial advisor said, he quoted me a Warren Buffett quote. He said, yeah, when greed, be fearful. When fearful, be greedy. And I was like, exactly. But you're in greedy territory right now because the market pulled back like, I don't know, half a point at that moment in time. And sure enough, if he would have listened to me, he would have been quite better. But doesn't matter. All right, teacher, let's get to it. Let's not go on a rant here because I want to know where the opportunities are. All right. So if you have access to that Patreon page, I gave you complete detail. I wrote it last night, and I just fell asleep because I'm up at 4. But no excuse here. So the markets right now, again, Dow futures are pointing up. But let's see where the action is right now. So let's go into the overall markets. I want to point out a couple of things here, guys, because it's coming across on a lot of Twitter feeds. And again, all right. So just to let you know, because this is Ovid, this is the 200-day move. This is the XPX this is the XPX on the dailies, right? And we talked about this week on Sunday. Again, so this green line right here, and I'm going to point that out for you guys. Its green line and this white line, that's the 50, and that's the 200-day moving average. So they're talking about this. When this crosses, and it will cross, that's called the death cross. Now, why don't I talk about it? It's because, again, remember I told you that institutions are unloading, right? So they know that's a death cross, right? And they know that a lot of individuals who are just starting out are talking about it, like they are. Go on Twitter, go on TikTok. They're all talking about this death cross. So what do you think if I'm an institution and I know that they're talking about it because they have access to the same information? What do you think that they're going to do is if they're trying to get out of a lot of positions here? They know that people are probably going to get ready to either buy puts or sell all of their shares there. So they're not going to want to buy there, right? So they're going to do the opposite. So when this crosses, they're probably going to take it back up and take everybody out, create liquidity, and then when they go back in, then take it back down. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the death cross. I rather you use the 20-day, 200-day. As you can see, when it crossed, that moved down quite nicely. The red lines are 20 if you're using this time frame. If we're going to a weekly, and we talked about this, and again, I'm going to erase this because this is, but again, we talked about this. Remember I said all moving averages are coming in. We're broken down here. So again, we broke down the 50-day moving. So this was an opportunity here. Guys, we set this up Sunday. So when we start getting all the data that we saw weakness going into this week, we saw the weakness, right? We saw it couldn't break above that 44.12, 44.23. That was a big line in the sand and couldn't break this 43.50. That was a nice trade to the downside. Now, with oil prices this high, I don't foresee us going anywhere unless they I mean, this is a very easy fix. I mean, they can open up that Keystone pipeline and then we're done. It puts us, we're not dependent on oil. So this is something more. It's really strange that was one of the first things that Biden did was shut down the pipeline. So, and if you really do the research on NATO, NATO's behind. NATO was back then was installed for the Cold War. And then after the Cold War is over, you notice that NATO is only in countries that have oil, right? So again, it just goes to, anyway, that's a different rant. But anyway, what do I see today? There's a lot of selling here. I expect some absorption here to the high side. Let's see. We're still in bearish territory. We're breaking down here. We can probably retest 41.16 somewhere in there. But again, we're too far away. I wouldn't take a put trade if you're on the daily time frame. The time to take the put trade is on top because you're going to get whipsaw back down here. Now, short term, we might have a little rally. How high do we go? Don't know, but we'll see. But the MACDs are going to turn right now. And and these are delayed, guys. NASDAQ, same type of thing. IWM, same type of thing here, guys. So I hope you guys profited from that yesterday. All right, let's go into the XPX here. Now, the XPX yesterday, I'm going to point this out to you guys. So I'm going to just, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to make this bigger. So the XPX in class this weekend, we discussed, hey, it's going to be at the 50. It's going to break, having a hard time. And we dissected it, broke it down. Couldn't break about this 43.32 at the open. Boom. Boom, you got it. Let's get that out the way. Let's go to 15-minute time frame at the open yesterday. Again, close to the 50-day moving average at the open. We saw this coming. Boom, boom, you're in that trade, right? So those 42.50 trades, they went from $4 to 30-something dollars. Okay, so again, the trades like this, we're going to be ready despite the news, despite, whatever's happening out there. I want you guys to be ready. I want you guys to be ready and take advantage of what's being offered. As much as I don't like it, I know that people are being hurt at the gas tanks. I know that the 401ks are going to be hurting. It's a transfer of wealth that's happening, and it's happened in 2008. It's happening right now. I'm going to show you in the 1 minute how we narrow this in the class. If you want access to the class and know we break these entries down for you on Sundays, we go deep into depth. I'll give you access to further instruction, but all the back videos that we have. But anyway, yesterday, just to show you, broke the 50. Boom, all the moving averages broke. As you can see, there was my entry. I wrote that for the class. And again, broke down, and it's off to the races, went down. So again, those 42.50 calls at 0 days to expiration were literally $4. $4. I think I wrote it down there. And then this swing, they went down to 8, and then they went down to, let me see. You can see here, just real simple. It went to 42.01, so it went to about 50 bucks, 50 bucks, 50 bucks at the close. Didn't hold them for that long, but just want to show you what is possible, how to take advantage of these markets. If you didn't want to trade that, and I'm a big advocate of trading, So anyway, for today, let's look at what's happening today. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at for today. XPX is not going to give you the numbers here, but let's look at the E-minis. E-minis right now, overnight action, and I gave you these levels on the Patreon. We hit the lows here of 41.39 to 41.60, right in that range, and we're probably climbing up. And why is this going to climb up? Pretty simple. It's because people shorted it. So when they short it, they sell to get into a position. To get out of it, they have to buy. So again, they have to create liquidity on people to. And yesterday when I was talking to someone on. I was somewhere on a text. Can't remember where. They were like, should we go long on SPY? And again, this is equivalent to SPY, just take away a zero, right? Take away a digit. But when it went down, it was going down. And I said, well, if the sellers don't come in, then they're going to force it down, meaning that they're going to force it down because they know where the sellers are at, meaning that when it breaks a certain level of support, we know there's just sellers down there. So they're going to take all those people out. So it triggers and people get into another position selling. And it involves a lot of liquidity, and then they have the liquidity to buy back to get out of their sell position. So that's what's happening right now. As you can see at the open, a lot of people getting out of their position who made a bundle of money. They're getting out. Now, how high does it go? Now, for today, this is the area that I'm looking at on the E-minis. 42.34, 42.51 is the battleground. We're not going to be bullish at all. We need to remain above this level to sustain some sort of normalcy. But again, with fear is pretty high still. So we're probably going to stay in this level. If this gets taken out, guys, it's going to be 4,100. Okay, 4,100. We're going to retest these lows back here. So again, still time to take profit. Ideally, what I would like to see, let it come back up to the 50. Guys, this weekend I'll be discussing this with you at length and how you can utilize it and help you to avoid whipsaw. So we'll be talking about that on Sunday. You don't want to miss it out. But Sunday we're going to talk about this little tool here that we developed that factors in five of the biggest components of the S&P 500, and it's going to help us avoid whipsaw. Okay, so I'll talk about that. But anyway, we're right there. Again, we're in this range right now. So let's look at the SPY because we're looking at this. I want to see, and this is going to give me a better, and again, I wrote the levels here on SPY. Just it's same as the S&P 500. Here's my 1 minute chart. I'm not going to look at this right now because I want to see, and again, when I look at the 1 minute, guys, I'm going to look at it for today, right? I'm just seeing the price action for today. So right off the bat, we notice there's a lot of supply right at that 419. That 418. And by the way, guys, yesterday on the video, I said we're probably going to hit that 416 area. And sure enough, we came close to it. And when I said it, I was like, nah, 416, no way. And I mean, we hit it. So if you got into those, man, I know, you did great. You did really, really good. I know I got into some of those and they worked out really well. It just moves a little slower. I like SPY a little bit better, XPX a little bit better, but either one. All right, so what are we looking at for today? So today, again, I expect that there's probably going to be a little bit of bullish component. We're going to watch till 10 a.m., 10:30. That's when the pivot point happens at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10:30. So we're going to watch to see if those algos turn on. So pre-market right here, we have some activity occurring on 422, 423, right? MACDs are still going higher. So let's see if it's going to go sideways. Let's see how it reacts at that 422. Ideally, we're too far away from the hourlies here. Again, too far away, but MACDs are still going. So, we had one sell-off, two. Is this the exhaustion sell-off or is this the exhaustion sell-off? There could be one more. If this is one more, it's just going to take people out. So watch the levels of 417, 416, and then we got 410. But it could flush it out to there and then we take it back up. Ideally, are we going to go sideways? Are we going to go higher? But again, even if we go higher, they might be selling into the rip. So again, your call should be short term. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Your call should be short term. Trade the levels. So the levels we're looking at, 422. on the S&P SPY 15-minute time frame, and 422. If we look at the hourlies, it puts us right on top of like the pre-market action. Again, not until we take out 425 is going to lead way to 427, 428, right where the 50-day moving average is. But right now, the entry does not look good on the hourlies. If the MACD start crossing, we start seeing some green notes, then maybe we can start rallying up a little bit. But remember, they're selling the rips. And what I'm telling you by that is that, look at this. Yes, I spoke about this is like a leaky tire. This is a very well orchestrated sell program. Look at the S&P 500. Look at all these. They've been selling the rips. So again, don't get caught in that. Don't listen to TikTokers. Don't listen to, again, this is 2008 all over again. That's well orchestrated, okay? Without the fear. They saw this coming and it's happening right before our eyes. All right, so that's what we got there. So SPY is trying to rally here. Let it go up. But remember, oil prices are high. All right, let's see what the opportunities are this week. Not this week, today. So I'm just going to go in. And when I mean by opportunities, I'm meaning... let's if you want a ticker that you want me to cover, let me know. I'm gonna cover it at the end. But what I see today, let's see. Let's cover the VIX. The VIX is high. Look at the VIX. So Monday set the tone. We're at right 36. We went higher than last week. So again, that should tell you the VIX is pretty high. So right now we're at between 32 and 36. What's going to tell me that we're going to go higher? Well, if we take out 34 short term, that could push the market a little bit higher. I'm going to put my alert right there. And again, it's right at that 34. So can we go higher today? So we can probably go higher, maybe at the close. Remember, we got CPI numbers coming out on Thursday. What do you think? Those are going to reveal at gas $130 a barrel. So anyway, remember, it was 7.5 last. We're expecting 8%. If we go to 10, 12%, that means that, recession is around the corner. I think we're already there, but again, we're right there. So watch these levels for today. If we break down, we're probably going to push higher. And again, the flip side is if we break down 32, then that means we're bullish. That, something positive happened to the marketplace. But again, so watch that. The treasury notes are climbing up again. So again, that's positive. The opposite of notes are bonds, right? So when the notes are going up, they're selling bonds, so watch that. Just kind of staying in this lingers below 2%, which is normal, right? Expectations was 2.5 by the end of the year. And why is this important? Well, that's equivalent to your mortgage. The 30-year mortgage is sold. This is sold 30-year mortgage on a premium. So they add a premium to this number, and that's what your 30-year mortgage is. So when this is down, this is great. 30-year mortgages are going to go up if you qualify. But if it goes up, money becomes more expensive. So that's why this is important. All right, let me cover Bitcoin. Bitcoin is subsiding here again. So just want you to notice that oil prices do affect Bitcoin. Just notice that. I don't know why, but I'm just looking at price action. It's happened, right? So Bitcoin's still in the range, though. Still consolidating tightly here. If I look at a weekly here, kind of holding steady, tight. There's a lot of activity occurring here. MACDs are still rolling on the weekly. So let's see. It's getting close, guys. Getting close. I know my Bitcoin guys. But again, news coming out this week. Biden is scheduled to announce Thursday cryptocurrencies guidelines. So I think that's when that came out, it also affected crypto. So I expect, I don't know what those guidelines are, but I'm expecting a lot of crypto to go offline, basically cold storage. So just be careful. I don't know what those guidelines are, but if you know the history of the United States and you read gold, if the equivalent that they forced everybody to sell their gold back in 1929 for the betterment of the government. Is that a possible case for that now? I don't know, but anything is possible. So watch that. And by the way, it was illegal to own gold after 1930. Yeah, it was illegal. If you can actually go to jail if you own gold. But if you don't believe me, look it up. All right. So let's go into what is moving today. So again, Everything sold off here. All our high profile clients, even Tesla. So we're looking at Tesla. Tesla might rally today. Tesla held down pretty strong, guys. Pretty strong. I'm going to go here because we want to get an in-depth view. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the hourlies and we're looking at the 15-minute time frame. And I'm going to go through the stocks that we cover normally. I just want a different perspective. So let's see. So we're going to cover, let's do SPY. I think we covered that, or wrong computer. All right, let's do SPY here. All right, so we got SPY, and again, SPY rallying, coming to the end here. Let's see if it can rally. It's rallying pre-market. Let's see how it reacts at that 422. That's going to be a key area. 422 is pre-market highs. If it takes that out, then it's probably going to go a little bit higher. I think I have it here. Yeah, these are the levels here. All right, so we got 422 right there. And then you got 430. Let's see what happens there. 430 might present a great opportunity. So if it breaks through, guys, don't get caught with, 430 is going to be, put it right here, it's going to look like a nice move. But what happens at this level up here? What happens up there might present some resistance there. So just know, get ready for might pull back. So again, watch that. Just want to give you guys the preparation that you need. QQQs, nice rally, went off the lows at 320. Again, we had the 330 puts on those. Those paid really nicely. Those went from $4 to $10, probably more, but 10 I think was the key. But anyway, that was beautiful. Coming to the end here, all moving averages coming to the end. Looks like it needs to rally. It's absorbing this selling pressure. So again, what do we have here? We have 327 to get better. That's where they sold off this morning. If it takes that out, then more than likely, let's say we can go our up way, maybe 322 right in there. Okay, 322. And then you got 330. I'm sorry, 322, 335. Look for the next setup. We're looking for the perfect setup. You have one here, but not here. Okay, let's look at the IWM. Wow. IWM coming to the end, exhaustion sell-off. Could it rally? Maybe. Let's watch it at 195. 200 was a very round number on IWM. This is a pretty easy trade. It's right at a round number. Went down 7 points, guys. Is it going to happen again? No, let it wind up again. It's coming to the end. Let it come back. Let us do its thing. But again, just let it set up for the next trade. Trust me, don't force trades. Wait for the proper setups like we talked about in class, and you're going to make some good money. Okay, you're going to make some good money. All right, let's look at Google. Okay, Google. Okay, sold off pretty hard. This was a continuation sell-off. So this is what I mean. We usually have day one, day twos. This is a day two sell-off. So again, this is where we called out, this was a pretty beautiful setup right here that we like to trade in the Beyond Charts class. And then, kind of day two right here sold off nicely, even though you didn't get it here, but we saw this happening. Day two sell off, and you saw the MACD. So even though it wasn't there, the thing about it is you understand price action. You know what's happening. You know that they're unloading, and you just look for the spot for them to unload, and that's where they're unloading. Now, is it going to happen again? Maybe. This is an exhaustion sell-off, so the algos will probably turn off because they sold it off too much. If we look from 26.87, just think about it, 25.17, they did a pretty good job selling off all the shares they needed to sell off. So now they're going to bring it back up. You're going to hear the talking heads on TV. I like Google. I think it's anti-inflammatory, anti-inflation. It has a lot of potential growth, pretty inexpensive here at 25.50, but they're just taking everything down. So again, watch it come up to 25.65. I think that's a pretty safe bet. 25.65, buy yourself some time, and then see how it reacts there. 25.65 puts us right at this level right here, right? So again, let's see what happens there, and let's see if it starts climbing up. It's pretty far away from the 50-day moving average. So again, Google doesn't stay that far away from the 50, so let it do its thing. Let it settle. Don't chase. Let it base. Just chill. All right, Amazon sold off too. Oh, Google's buying MNDT, by the way. Okay, so Amazon, same type of thing. Day two sell off happened here. Coming to the end here, let's see what happens. Let's see if it can probably climb up. It's got a long way ahead here. Sold off at 2,800. Just broke down. Couldn't break above that. Short term, 27.66. Let's see if it can go up there. But again, not really a setup here. MACDs are going higher. Let's see how it reacts there. If If this sells off, this is an exhaustion panic sell, so it's not going to be very long. It'll be short lived, and again, it's going to be absorbed pretty fast. So today, just be careful. There might be a little whipsaw action here. All right, let's look at Tesla because everybody loves their Tesla. Tesla. Tesla held off pretty strong. Not as clean, but we saw the 50 breaking down, and then finally just took it down. Again, this is again, when the markets are weak, it's going to take, doesn't matter how resilient it is, it's going to take it all the way down. Now, remember, Tesla does not like to stay below 700 or below 800 very long, as you can tell. Got absorbed pre-market. What's going to happen with Tesla? High oil prices. Coming to the end here, let's see what happens. And maybe it could rally. Watch it at 819, 820. And then that's probably going to lead way to 832. It's pretty reasonable right there. And then let's see what happens there. All right. 832. It could probably take it up to 850. All right. That's Tesla. ISRG. ISRG again. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit. We broke down. So in class, we talked about it. And then it couldn't hold a 50 on the hourlies. And that was another entry when we got both. And that was yesterday. So if you're trading ISRG, you got to move. And it went back down to, broke 294, went down to these levels, 292. Still looks like it can go a little lower. Probably has a little exhaustion sell, but not a good ideal place to enter. But let's see what happens here. Looks like it's selling off pre-market. All right, CMG sold off. And CMG, I mean, think about it. Everything, the price of materials are going up. I mean, how much are you going to pay for your burrito bowl, right? I think they added $2 to it. Are you going to pay $15 for a burrito bowl? No, at some moment, you're about to go to a restaurant. The thing about it is that the concept, right? You go to Chipotle because it's healthy, right? And you get it for around $10, $12 with a drink and everything. That was the concept. Easy, quick, you're in and you're out. So now you're going there and now you're paying $15 for a bowl, right? So that extra $5 does have a psychological impact, right? So, and we're seeing it in the stock price. So materials are going up, everything's going up. It has to be adjusted to who? To you and I, the consumer. So again, everything's going to be affected. The price of your stock is not worth where it is at because you have to factor in now the cost of goods are going higher. And we just eliminated Russia from the global politics, the global economy. So now deduct that income. So now you have to factor in that. And then we also have, anyway, Russia, and I want to point this out because we're dealing with lettuce. A lot of the fertilizer comes from Russia. So with all these sanctions, Russia has now banned exporting of, fertilizer. So you got countries like Hungary who are, they export wheat, and that's why wheat's going up. And they just said, well, we're gonna ban exportation of wheat. That's why wheat is going to limit up for the last 3-4 days. So again, if you can't get wheat, then the price of wheat, goods, materials, nickels, all are going higher. So that means everything that we have is going higher. Again, because of these sanctions, based on this war that is really based on NATO with oil. So, and people are going to get hurt, not just the Ukrainian people, Russian people, but economically, this is not hurting Russia as well as hurting also the American people because your pockets are going to be hurt, our pockets as well. So just know that, except that it's kind of like on the flip side. So I'm just sharing that with you. Try not to get political, but I'm seeing the price action here, and I'm just I'm reminiscent of 2008 all over again. We're gonna do well. We're gonna do well, guys. We're gonna do well, but just no fear and gloom. I want you to stay focused, stay on point, think bearish, as I've been telling you. And we're going to get through this. So I'm going to see what is out there. So let me just cruise right through because it's almost 9 o'clock. Land research working its way lower. Can probably pull up a little bit, maybe 500. It's crazy. This was, this was like 600, like not too long ago. Okay, Goldman Sachs working its way lower. Banks are going to get hurt. Again, Netflix working its way lower. And here's the thing about Netflix. You just eliminated Russia. So how much subscriptions does Netflix have in Russia? So the next quarter, is Russia going to produce a profit? You know, and here's the thing. I don't know if you noticed, Netflix just raised the prices again. So you're, like I said, it just happened. I just went onto my Netflix and they said, hey, we're raising the up price to $19. I think I was paying $12 and now I'm paying $7 more. At some moment you're like, do I really need Netflix? Or maybe I go to a lesser package. So this is the mindset and the concept of you or us, the consumer. Think about your patterns, right? You're going to be like, well, do I really want, am I watching Netflix that much? Should pay $20? Or should I go less? And that's what's happening now with gas prices, right? People are like, do I really need to take that drive? And guys, this is spring, winter. What happens when summer comes along and driving season comes in effect? How much a gas price is going to be back then? And we can resolve this really easy. Open up those pipelines, but nobody's listening to me. But anyway, Roku working its way lower. All right, Roku got a setup right here. Let's go to Roku. Again, Roku. Except for you guys. You guys are listening because we're going to make money together. All right, Roku. Let's analyze Roku. All right, don't like it here. Again, so look at Roku. Looks good here on the 15-minute time frame. On the hourlies, it looks, we sold off pretty hard, guys. So we need to be absorbed a little bit here. We'll like Roku to kind of come up a little bit. That'd be great. Don't get caught in that. Because everything's winding up. Look at the moving averages. It's winding up. It's coming close. Not really quite there yet. I would suspect if I was running operations, I would take this up because a lot of people are going to be looking, oh, it's going to go short. If we look at it from a daily perspective, oh, yeah, look, see right here. This is a perfect example. We're at support. They'll probably take it down, and a lot of people are going to take a B entry, which is a short right here, and then get into it, and then would take it out, then take it back up. But again, Roku not looking too good. Hasn't looked good for a long time. 332, just it ain't gonna come back up. A lot of these stocks are not. They're not gonna see all-time highs with these sanctions. Sanctions don't get removed really easily, and you know, if they weren't making money before, they're definitely not gonna make money now. But people are trying to get out of these things. All right, so Roku, watch it. Look for a setup. Let it come up near the 50. Hasn't hit the 50. This was the last time it hit the 50. But wait for the setups. Wait for the setups. All right, so we have Roku. What else do we have? Apple. Wow, Apple's being destroyed. Apple. Let's look at Apple. Apple breaking down. I'm going to show you something on Apple here on the dailies. So we have Apple, guys, 200-day moving average. It can probably go back there again around 153. Looks pretty weak there. If Apple goes down, the S&P is definitely going to go down. Remember, 154 is being sold. If we look at the weekly, guys, Apple looks weak. It can probably hit 150 pretty easy on the weeklies. I think that's where Apple's probably going to go. But as far as a trade today, is it going to go there today? No, sold off pretty hard. Let's see. It's coming to the end here. Probably going to be absorbed just like here. It's going to pop it up a little bit and then wait for the next setup if you want to trade Apple to the downside. But it looks like it's probably going to go up a little bit. All right, so not Apple. ServiceNow going down. Bookings. Zoom tried to go. Zoom didn't last. Upstart tried to go. Let me see what Upstart looks like. Okay, Upstart maybe to the upside. Let's look at an Upstart. Yeah, it's probably gonna rally up. You probably got 119 from 113. They'll probably take it up a little bit. Let's see if we can get that 130 right in here, 126, 125. As far as what I'm looking at today, if I'm going to trade today, let's look at spiders. I think SPY is probably going to rally. It's starting to rally here. It can probably hit that 422, which is 420 right now. You know, that's a pretty, and if it breaks through, it's probably going to break through and try to climb up to these levels, 423, 425. So that's 4250, right? 4250. So if I'm trading the XPX, and I won't know the numbers here, you have to look at the futures. The futures are 4206, so that puts me right now at 4216. So we're going to open right in here right now. If we were to open, and the MACDs will probably be curling, that will be curling, and more likely we're probably going to rally up to 445, 450. I would say if the plan is to be absorbed and for a little higher, and then I'm going to watch it at 42.75. So if we look at the E-minis here, this is the battleground today, guys. 42.35, 42.51. So approximately on the XPX, just add 10, so or 8. So let's say 42.40 to 42.55. That's going to be the battleground today. If we get above that, then we're probably going to hit 42.80, 81, somewhere in there. If we get that, or we can sell off. So just ideally, I think we should go higher, because they're running really well orchestrated sell programs. So I would suspect it's going to go higher. And remember, I told you about the death cross. They're not going to, again, a lot of people looking at that death cross going short. And if I knew where they're going to go short, you go long, right? You zig, they zig, you zag. That's the name of the game. That's why we're waiting for this. All right, guys, I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. But I'm going to be looking at that on deck. I'm going to probably... is this a SPY? And SPY is the same thing, right? So it's SPY. We're seeing bullish candles here coming up. If I start seeing green here, maybe I'll scalp a little bit. Maybe look at that 42.52. 42.52. We're at 419. So that puts me at 422. I think that can hit pretty easily for 419. So we'll be looking at the price action off the bat, and then maybe right in here, 423, 425. I think we can hit 423, 425 puts us right. Yeah, puts us right there. 423, 425 puts me right in there. So maybe there for a scalp, and the Qs look pretty good too. Let me see the Qs. Qs winding up right here. So again, let's see what that end bullish looks bullish coming to the end. So maybe 327 on Qs, 335. Watch the 10 a.m. and watch that 10:30. We might have an update today, and then watch the power hour. I am going to come on today on TradingView at noon. I will come on TradingView at noon. To just see an update, because I think there might be an opportunity at lunch. Those algos have been turning around 12. So I'll go on at 12 on the dot. If you want it, it is recorded on TradingView as well, the stream. So if you have access to that, just go in there, and we'll maybe set up something. I believe something might be setting up for the 12 o'clock, if nicely. So that's why I'm going to go up there to help you guys. Also, what else? And then end of day. So 12 o'clock, I'll be on TradingView, guys. Guys, if you like the show, do me a favor, press like, subscribe, give a lot of information. It is 9:08. I'm going to set up my trades right now. I kind of give you an idea what I'm looking at. But go out there, go get it, guys. And if you want access to the Patreon page, guys, it's pretty simple. Let me go in here. If you go to the YouTube channel, a lot of people are asking me, what is that? So again, if we go here to my YouTube channel, and I think it's here, if you just go to Patreon and you have access to the Patreon course. What are the courses? So for $5 here, if you want to support the page, but you also get a lot of information. I give out the levels every day for the S&P 500 and the SPY. And then if you want access to the special class that we have on momentum trading the 15-minute time frame, it's a momentum trading system, pretty solid system, getting some really solid results. We go on, it's only $149 a month for 4 private group sessions. So the group sessions, and right now there's only about 4 or 5 people in the group, so pretty intimate. We talk about your trades, your strategies, the mindset, psychology, everything they needs to know, which is number one. We have to develop the mindset. Mindset's key to trading. Strategy anybody can learn, but again, how do we make your money and how do you keep your money? It's essential. So again, everything we cover, we go into complete details there. So there you have it, guys. That's it. A lot of people have asked me about that. There it is. Only $149 a month, but you'll get a lot out of it because we go into depth. We usually spend about an hour, 2 hours in that class discussing exactly the setup that we did yesterday. That was a beautiful setup. That option went from $4 to $50. So can you get the whole 50? Maybe, but do you need the whole 50? No, right? If you sold it at 12, then you made $12. $400 to $1,200. Can you do with that? Yeah. Or $4,000 to $12,000, or maybe you got deeper pockets, $8,000 to now $24,000 if you sold it at 12. right? So it all depends. And again, remember, there is no perfect exit. It's what you want. It's your goals for the week. All right, guys, go out there, go get it. And once again, go out there, go get it. Stay green, stay green. And if you haven't liked, subscribe the show, go like, subscribe. Going to be on TradingView as a reminder at 12 o'clock today. If you don't have access to TradingView, in the link to the bio, there's a link there. There's a referral link. You go on there. Great. I think it's free. And then if you want the accoutrements and all that, you have to pay extra. That's fine. But it's a nice trading software that I have. I have that on top of all the brokers that I have as well because it's much easier to use. All right, guys, go out there, stay green. Go get it. And don't worry, despite of all the FUD and all the crap that's going on, you have to find the opportunity. Don't be a victim to what's happening right now. There's a big transference of wealth that's occurring. And again, when you look at the market, it's happening right now. So what's at risk? Your 401k. What's at risk? Your mutual funds. And yeah, it is going to come back up, and it'll probably take another 10 years, just like it did in 2008. But if you're retiring in the next 10 years, you're not going to be able to retire. But anyway, why not play offense? Don't play defense, right? Find out where the opportunities are. All right, enough of that. Go out there. If you like the show, press like, subscribe. If you hated it, press dislike. But go out there, go get it, guys. Remember, I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm just sharing my playbook because abundance breeds abundance. All right, guys, take care. God bless.